KLBK News at 10.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Emily Falkenberg. It's been 2 years since Twisted Spigot and Ruby Tequilas closed their doors, leaving contractors and employees without their money. But this past week, an attorney says employees finally got the money they are owed. Unfortunately, the story is different for Drexel Robinson with Drexel's Paint. He was hired to paint the Twisted Spigot, buying the supplies and even paying his employees. But the company who owns the restaurant's Fired Up Holdings never paid him. He won a judgment in court and is now owed about $14,000, but he's never seen a cent of it. Drexel says he's glad to see movement in the case, but that doesn't change the fact that he's still sitting with a big hole in his pocket.
In the process of everything. And it just messed the finances up is when you plan and have things in order, and then once they're out of order, you know, it's kind of hard to get back into the flow of things. You know, it's definitely been a roller coaster ride. No money.
The owner of Fired Up Holdings, Richard Kevin Foote, was arrested in California earlier this month for unrelated theft charges. The man accused of stealing livestock is now behind bars. Calby Clayton Hill was convicted of second-degree felony theft of livestock. This conviction comes after a lengthy investigation by the Texas and Southwestern Cattle Raisers Association Special Rangers. After the investigation, Hill confessed to selling or attempting to sell over 80 head of cattle stolen from his employer, which is worth more than $60,000. In February, Hill was indicted on multiple counts of theft of livestock and was convicted on May 3rd. Hill will serve 5 years in a state prison and is ordered to pay $5,000 in court costs. And the manhunt continues for a man Lubbock police say sexually assaulted a teenager. Now, if this man looks familiar to you, they ask that you contact them immediately. LPD says a few weeks ago, a 17-year-old girl was walking near 50th and Avenue Q when she accepted a ride from a man driving a black four-door Lincoln. She says while she was in the car, the man began touching her inappropriately and sexually assaulted her. The girl was able to fight off the man, get out of the car, and run home. The suspect is described as a Hispanic man with a light complexion in his 20s or 30s. If you have any information that can help police, call the crime line at 741-1000. A Texas man is in custody in the case of missing 4-year-old Malia Davis. Houston police said blood evidence was found and linked the girl, and Sally Mamado reports.
Malia Davis' stepfather, Darian Vince, once a person of interest in the case of the missing girl, now facing charges. On Saturday morning, Vince was arrested in Sugar Land at a relative's home and charged with tampering with evidence, namely a human corpse. Houston police say their investigation revealed inconsistencies in Vince's story about how Malia was abducted. Police say even though Vince reported his silver Nissan Altima was stolen during the abduction, surveillance video showed someone in that Nissan Altima dropped Vince off at a Sugar Land hospital on May 5th when Malia was already reported missing. Police say blood evidence found in Vince's apartment has been linked to Malia. Then in the same apartment, this image surfaced showing Vince carrying a full laundry basket from the apartment. Police go on to say that on Thursday, Vince's silver Nissan Altima was recovered in Missouri City, and the laundry basket was found in the trunk of the Nissan along with this gas can.
We actually the police got her safe to us.
More than a week has gone by, but volunteers looking for Malia have kept their hope since day one.
We have to come together and support everybody. That's the only way.
Tamisha Mendoza is a family relative of Malia Davis's biological father.
He was devastated.
She, along with others, have been combing through neighborhoods and bayous all morning, but still their search is coming up empty.
And we'll be back tomorrow and the next day and the next day.
Vince made his first court appearance on Saturday, and his bond is set at $999,000.99. 35 million Americans were on alert for severe weather today. A storm system that brought widespread flooding to parts of Texas and the Gulf Coast is pushing east. Damaging winds and hail are the biggest threat now, but people in Mississippi and Louisiana are still dealing with Saturday night's flash flooding, leaving some roads impassable. Residents loading up into rescue boats on Sunday, and first responders even carrying stranded residents and their pets to shelters nearby. Now, the Gulf will get a break from the rain soon, but some residents worry that any more rain could slow down any recovery process. The battle over the Mueller report is heating up. Democrats are still calling for special counsel Robert Mueller to testify on Capitol Hill. House Judiciary Committee Chairman Gerald Nadler said he would subpoena Mueller if necessary. CBS News' Tom Hansen has the latest.
President Trump began the day tweeting about the Russia investigation, calling it, quote, a total scam, a witch hunt that yielded no collusion, no obstruction. And top-ranking congressional Democrats sounded alarms about alleged obstacles in their own investigations.
We are now in a constitutional crisis.
We need the biggest anti-corruption plan since Watergate.
Every day they are advertising their obstruction of justice by ignoring subpoenas.
The Senate Intelligence Committee this past week subpoenaed the president's son, Donald Trump Jr., setting off a firestorm among Republicans.
The Democrats are more interested in subpoenas than solutions.
Republican House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy said on CBS's Face the Nation, it's time to close the book on the Mueller report.
That had 40 attorneys, FBI agents, went to different countries, and they found no evidence. So don't you think it's time to move forward?
House Intelligence Committee Chairman Adam Schiff says impeachment is not a politically wise move, nor is it likely to succeed. He insists, though, the president seems to be almost compelling one as a strategy.
He certainly seems to be trying. And maybe this is his perverse way of dividing us more. And as you heard in the clip earlier, he thinks that's to his political advantage, but it's certainly not to the country's advantage.
Democrats are still pushing for Mueller to testify before the House Judiciary Committee. But that remains a source of contention, and no date has been set. Tom Hansen, CBS News, New York.
Schiff also says Democrats are considering fining Trump officials who defy subpoenas up to $25,000 a day. Now looking ahead, your Monday commute near 98th and Salisbury Avenue might be a little delayed as construction on a storm drainage system continues this week. There will be partial closures on 98th between Quaker and Salisbury Avenue, and it is expected to last until July 4th. And the Lubbock Western Railway is making repairs at the railroad crossing at West 19th Street, located between FM 179 and Research Boulevard. Starting on Tuesday, drivers should expect various lane closures until the work is completed, and the repairs should take several days, weather permitting. All right.